This is the Carty Method Podcast.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Carty Method Podcast. It is me, Carty, and today I'm here with Garan Rath. Garan, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. He is 13.1 thousand kilometers away. And Garan and I are going to be doing some photo reviews today. All right. So today is Thursday. Thursday, I look at pictures that you're thinking about for your portfolio, which is, no, that's a lie. Thursday, I look at pro level assignments. Oh my God, I'm drunk. Tuesday, I look at pictures you're thinking about for your portfolio. Thursday, which is today, we look at a pro level assignment. Today is no different. Today for week 26, we are looking at high concept images. We have 10 people have done today's assignment. I asked you to create a visually striking, idea-driven photo that communicates a clear concept or a story in a single frame. Your goal is to deliver an image that feels intentional, stylized, and memorable. Something that could anchor an ad campaign, an editorial spread, or a fine art series. People shooters, I wanted you to craft a portrait or a shot with two people where every element, pose, styling, prop, setting serves a central idea. You shoot places, find or create a location scene that tells a story and that symbolizes a bigger idea. It could be a surreal landscape, altered urban environment, architectural details. And if you shoot things, stage a product, object, still life so it represents an abstract concept like balance or innovation or fragility. So high concept photography matters because high concept photography is the currency of top tier editorial, advertising, and fine art photography. High concept images demonstrate your ability to think like a creative director, to solve visual problems for clients, and to produce work that stands out in a crowded market. Mastering this skill is essential for building a portfolio that attracts commercial editorial clients and positions you in a way that you're the photographer who brings ideas to life, not just technical skill to the table. And I asked for a vertical single page image. Garan, who do we have today?
All right, boss. So first up, we're going to start with this photographer says time emerging, a minimalist portrait of a fossil watch capturing the moment time pushes through the shadow. Shot on a A6700 70 to 70 millimeter lens, f2.8, with settings of ISO 400 f8 at 1/160th of a second, with the 8200 Pro flash unit.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is our first photographer of the day. Are you ready for Mr. This is JV. Jay, thanks for submitting. Jay, this is a hit. I definitely see what you're doing here. I feel like there could be a little bit of shadow detail that's coming in on, call it camera left. We are losing the whole, like the top of the watch. Oops. We're losing the top of the watch here and the edge of the watch here and this part that comes down here and connects. So you need a reflector on this side, kicking light back. Your light source is on this side. So for me, like good light, good concept, but not enough light. I feel like we need a reflector in here pulling in these really fine details. Garan, somebody who shoots watches, thoughts?
Yeah, so I think this is a great hit. There are certain things that I think maybe are missed, and like you say, there's some detail that's missing that I think we really would have liked to see back. But I do love the light that's actually falling inside the watch. That's not something many people are brave enough to do, and I will give this to Jay. I think that's beautiful the way it's done. Great work on where the hands are. That's correct. That's how they should be. And the lights that are there, the highlights that are falling on the right hand side of the strap and the actual metal itself, I think is really beautiful. So with a little bit more light, just to silhouette that shape of the watch a bit more, that I think then it would have been an absolute winner. But a great attempt. Really well done, Jay.
Garan, do this for me. Zoom this into 100% and look at this focus-wise once you're at 100% on this watch. Do you have the shot up?
Yeah, I've got it. So yeah, a focus stack would have helped. It seems
like there's like a quality issue once we punch up this close, right?
Yeah, and I know Jay's photo is the right size, so that's not the problem. Maybe he shot it wider and cropped in, and that's why maybe losing some of the quality. But I hear what you're saying. Like
we're
at
losing
full
some
res.
Yeah, correct. At 100%, we're losing detail in here in the arms, and it's just like it kind of falls apart when we look at it at 100%. And I know that this is not what images are supposed to look like at 100%. So if you are zooming in or not using the whole file, Jay, that's something that we have to make sure that we're not doing. For me, it's just, this is a high quality image, but when we go to 100%, it has to remain a high quality image. It can't fall apart when we zoom it to 100%. So for me, that's what I want to work on with you, is what's going on in your post-processing process that is making our files look so digital. Like, this almost looks like you didn't shoot raw. It almost looks like you shot a JPEG because of the fact, like, the fractaling and like the what's that, the halo effect that's going on around the letters and around everything. That's something that you're doing in post. So for me, again, we're doing a workshop today on skin retouching. It would be super beneficial for you to come to our portfolio lab workshops that we do on Thursday, because this is the kind of stuff that we deep dive in trying to help you solve those problems. Garan, for me, this is a good swing. I'm giving this one an 11. This is a good swing. I just really want to see what this, like, I want to see what the raw file looks like, so we can actually get a sense as to what JV is doing and how we can correct it. Like, that's my take. Jay, thanks for submitting. I appreciate you, my guy. That is JV. Well done, Jay. Who's next?
Next up, say hi, fellow creators. I haven't submitted in a while. It's good to be back. Fujifilm X-T3 with a 50mm 1.4 lens, shot at 1/250th of a second, f8 ISO 200 with one strobe. And
all right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Our next shooter is Mr. Romeo Fowler. Romeo, thanks for submitting. So you're onto something here, Romeo. Like, I definitely see the concept. Where the light is coming from is hitting very much of the foliage in the background. It just has a bit of, for me, a bit of an on-camera flash. Now, I know you're not using on-camera flash, but it's just based on the placement. The placement is quite flat. I feel like the light needed to be skied a little bit more to bring the shadow down here. Perhaps a little bit of a head angle change, or head just a little bit lower. This is a good swing as far as cover composition. I'm struggling a little bit with the concept as far as who is this for. And again, I know it's another image of your daughter. So again, I'm trying to figure out where this fits and who does this serve when it comes to your marketplace. Garan?
So I see where the concept's going. What I would suggest was, if you redid this, Romeo, maybe top down. So if she was lying in a bed of flowers, perhaps with the same arrangement that you've got, so that we don't have the third dimension of the, so we've got the fern in the front and then the main subject, and then we've got those trees in the background with the darkness. That's throwing me off a little bit. I do think a harder light would have maybe have a bit more impact as well. And then I'm struggling with the fern in the front because there's so much light falling on it. It's quite distracting for my eyes, so it's taking a lot of the attention away from the main subject. But for like a super creative portrait, art magazine, something like that, then yeah, I see where the concept's going, but I think there's more work to be done here, and then it'll become something really awesome.
For sure. I think the idea of shooting it at night, like an idea like this screams sunshine. Like you kind of want this to be natural light, like bright sun. And I agree with Garan, like a top down, like she's lying and somehow the plants have kind of grown around her this way, like make it feel more organic. Like that I kind of see her standing with the flowers propped, for me. And again, the fern, it doesn't quite hit for me. I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad you're shooting and submitting again. I would just want to see you try again. And again, Romeo, I'm just going to remind you, this is for your own good. You need to open your subject pool. You have to open your subject pool, meaning you have to shoot more people than just your daughter. Because when you accumulate these photos, when you're working on pictures for your portfolio, when you accumulate those photos, when they all lay out, as I'm showing you Nick Johnson's website right now, when you accumulate those photos and they all lay out, like you don't have to stress about the repetition of it being like, it doesn't work when it's all one person. And for me, sadly, Romeo, you don't have enough variety of faces to show a portfolio, to even have a portfolio. So the focus needs to be, let me show you Joseph Baldwin. The focus for you, I think, needs to be a variety of faces, so you're not showing the same people all the time. That goes for anybody who defaults to one subject and testing all the time on one person. It's a huge disservice, because even your great pictures you can't show, because it's like one picture, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 13 pictures of the same person. You can't have that on your portfolio. So for me, it is a good swing. It's a good attempt, but I'm going to continually remind you that you have to open up your subject pool and make that what you're trying to do, is find new people to shoot and execute your ideas with. That is Romeo Fowler. Thanks for submitting, Romeo. All right, who's next, Gran Rat?
Next up, we've got another product shooter, and she says, wow, this week was interesting. I had to reinvent my conceptual idea. So here we go. Shot on a Nikon D850 f8 24-75mm lens, ISO 100 at 1/60th of a second, with 2 strobes, and an AI background created in Midjourney.
All right. So the AI background created in Midjourney, for me, I'm a little bit on the fence, because I still think that Denise is a little bit early in her journey to be messing with AI. But we're going to see what Miss Denise Tuggle has done. Denise, thanks for submitting. So this is a really good swing, Denise. This is a really good swing. There's, for me, some spatial issues where down here, how tight the can is to the bottom of the frame. And again, it's a good swing, but when it comes to now, I look at this at 100%. When I'm looking at it at 100%, it starts to like, and I think it's more in the can and the edging in the can. I mean, I don't know, G, you got to give me your opinion on this picture and the AI generated background and where her shot stops. I see a little bit of ghosting that's happening inside the can. G, do you see what I'm seeing in here in the sprite, in the logo? I see a little bit of ghosting. The letters on the Sprite can are quite gray. They're not white. I mean, personally want to see Denise go, and yeah, I just want to see Denise kind of like stay with fundamentals, try doing this without AI help and see how hard it is to like get a liquid tank and all of that stuff. For me, the bubbles that are happening it just kind of feels like I don't know what I'm looking at. And this, we're trying to show that photography is what is going to always win, not AI concepted. Gee, you got to talk. You got to tell me what your thoughts are.
All right. So, Denise, I think, so yes, every now and then, absolutely, let's swing for the fences because we have to figure out the edges of our boundaries and so that we can work within something. And my thoughts on this was your actual hero, which is the Sprite can that you photographed, falls flat in terms of color and rendering in comparison to the generated background. Plus, we mustn't use AI to supplement things that we can shoot, but rather to create things that we cannot make. All right. So use it as an aid, not as a substitution. And again, the bubbles in the front of the can bother me a little bit. I understand that it's dropping, but also the spatial relationship between the Sprite, or the size relationship rather, between the size of the can and the size of the lemons behind also doesn't quite make sense. And I think that's one of the first things that throws me off a little. There's huge lemons in the background and this can in the front.
Malik, welcome back. Malik just subscribed. Malik just became a member. Malik, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. All right, back to Denise. Keep going, G.
But overall, I think, so if you generated this and you saw, okay, this is what it could look like, then I would go and I would have shot the lemons and then made this composite. A couple of details, like Carty pointed out, we've got some cutting out issues on the bottom of the can. And then the focus seems fine on the can all the way around because the bubbles on the edge and the bubbles in the front seem good. But that white logo or the white lettering should be crisp white. But yeah, I think
it looks like the tea. It looks like the tea is transparent, and it looks like you can actually see this lemon behind, like that and the ice. Like it's not like that. In the beginning, I thought that tea was like the Sprite. It's like that on the Sprite can, but here it looks like she knocked it out and made it transparent so you could see through it and see what's going on behind. And that, to me, it looks very like not realistic is a good way to put it. For me in this situation, Denise, it's super simple. These lemons exist. You can shoot them. You can cut a lemon. You can like stage it and splash water at your can. Like, you can do this. You can get a piece of glass that protects your camera so you can do this kind of splash, but it's super advanced. And for me, it's like trying to do it with AI without ever doing it on your own. It's like the bubbles here make you think that this whole scene is underwater, right? The bubbles make you think it's dropped in, because that's only happens when it's underwater. But then what's happening up here with this splash push forward, well, then it's not underwater because a splash like that wouldn't happen. So the high concept for me, we lost it. This one, Denise, I need you to bring this back to your core and back to, like, I don't want to say simple, because I know your photographs are definitely not simple, but yeah, gee, it's really hard to articulate. I just think that this was too far of a swing, and AI really, like, it's too early for you to, and Grant said it perfectly, don't use AI to create elements that you can actually get and shoot. That doesn't make any sense. And the liquid, there's photographers that can do that. So I hope that helps, Denise. This is a very good swing, but for me, a bit of a miss for the reasons that we listed. All right, G, so who's next on our docket today?
Right. So next up in our ProLab group, we have a shooter that is giving us a 1970s Porsche 911 or 917, sorry, with a Sony A7R5 24 to 70 GM2 lens and with at 50 millimeters at 1/320th of a second, f5.6 ISO 100.
All right. So, again, reminding you guys that we're doing a Zoom workshop today. We're doing a skin retouching workshop. And if you're a people shooter, if you deal with skin retouching, today would be a very, very beneficial one to go to. I am going to show my once I've processed the image, the process of what I do to do skin retouching. I've selected a bunch of images to choose from, and Nick is also going to do the same thing. So you're going to see two different photographers. Sorry, I'm on the wrong camera. Two different photographers doing two different angles of retouching. Yeah, I am doing manual camera controls, so you got to bear with me. Okay, so that's today, 2:30. Be there or be square. All right, this next shooter is Mike Morrison. Mike, I'm so excited to see what you got for me. Mike, let's go. Well shot, Mike. Really low angle. Well shot. I mean, personally, the houses in the background kind of take me out of it. I'm wondering if there was a way to move this car that way so you can come around this way a little bit and then not have these houses. Like, just imagine if this was just all up against, this car was just against sky and these houses for me weren't there. Like, it's the only thing that's kind of taking me out of the place. Now I'm wondering, why is this race car sitting on a side street? You know what I mean? So that kind of takes me out of it. Grant, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, look, it's a beautiful machine. It's got an incredible presence. So I do like the angle Mike chose to sort of give us this thing that is crouching on the tarmac. I do agree with you. The houses are pulling me out of the scene where the car would belong. But I understand, Mike. Maybe a car like this is not always like, let's just quickly move it. You know, there's only a couple of them left. So yeah, but great tones in this photograph. I find it interesting you chose to do this in black and white, because I think this car's probably got very cool retro colors. But it works. It really works. The light that's falling on it is beautiful. So I think it's a great shot. It's just a pity about the houses, but everything else for me works.
Yeah, I mean, I love the stance of the car. You gave the spacing is, I call this like, this is a minimum amount of spacing that you can leave to the edge before it starts to give me anxiety. Like, for me, the leading line that's coming down there and the fact that it pulls along, like, the houses do kill it for me. It's so much so that I would try to somehow use a pen tool and like pull in like this and go along the bushes and try, or yeah, I would try to take the houses out, because this is like, other than that, such a good swing. It's a really good attempt. This is Mike Morrison. This is really good, Mike. Again, I'm giving you an 11. I just really, for me, the houses are like the one thing that I want you to also notice your distractions when you're shooting photos and the things in the background that kind of pull you out of the main subject. Mr. Rath.
Right. Next up, we've got one of our favorite people shooters. He says, the yearly photo shoot with one of my closest friends. I used high speed sync. I apologize. Done on his Nikon Z8 70-200 f2.8 at f4, and the ISO was 64 at 1/400th of a second with a one light setup.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Doyle Daniels. Doyle, show me what you got. Let's go. Doyle, this is clever. This is a vibe. This is a vibe. This is something that, I mean, I think that this is something that your portfolio needs. I'm going to tune in to a couple of like really, really small fixable things. Your processing, I just want to make sure that his skin tone is right and right in color balance. I feel like it could go up in exposure, like just a touch. I mean, and I'm really, really splitting hairs here, Doyle. The cover framing is so pimp. What he's wearing, what he's wearing is hilarious. The dog's great. I want to look at what this looks like as far as compared to the rest of the photographs in your portfolio. D, C, D. So this is your other picture of this gentleman. And if you look at his skin tone here and you look at his skin tone here, you can see that's the one thing that I'm trying to tune is his skin tone matches here and here. So that's the one thing that I'm noticing. As far as the everything else, it's definitely a yes for me. Again, you're right on the minimum distance on the bottom of the frame here. Like you're right at that minimum distance, giving me like another, call it quarter of an inch, gives me a little bit less anxiety. This distance here, again, good, but still gives me a little bit of anxiety. So again, just watch those small things, but the styling, the stay ups with the socks and the like board shorts and like, this is just so on the money for me. It's an 11 unequivocally for me. What are you thinking, G?
Yeah, I mean, I love Doyle's creative portraits like this because this I can really see one day Doyle shooting, you know, a celeb or a comedian or someone that wants to add a real fun element to their photography or to their images. If I'm going to really nitpick, and I'm only doing this because I know Doyle will see these details, is the little bit of that the back of the tie that's sticking out, and I think for me personally, the white strings of the shorts, if those were hidden in a way, that would have just been a bit cleaner. But they tend to.
Okay, I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna argue.
You're gonna argue?
Yeah. I think it's all part of the kitsch. I think it's all part of the kitsch. I think that, and again, whether this is intentional or not, this is part of his kitsch. And then the board short strings emphasize the fact that they're board shorts for the beach, and there's no reason that they should be worn with a suit jacket. Showing the stay-ups on the socks is also part of the kitsch. His like fluvog, like handmade shoes, like there's so much of it that's part of the kitsch. I think he's gone a little bit far with the contrast. I think he can pull back the contrast just a touch. I think that's going to help his skin tone. But I'm gonna argue in Doyle's favor because I think the tie and the string are part of the kitsch, and even the fact that he's just disheveled. Gee, I think that's part of like the overall vibe is he's just disheveled and trying to be so proper. And I think that's what for me adds to the layers of this photo. So for me, again, I think that this is great. I just think he went a little too far with the contrast. Obviously, you're shooting in a contrasty light situation with the dappling. The dappled light, by the way, when you're getting these kind of sun spots coming through trees, it's called dappling. So this increases contrast in a scene. So sometimes we have to pull our contrast back, or more so not increase contrast in post because it's already a contrasty scene. That's the small things that I see. But this for me is an 11. G. This is great, Doyle. A good add to your book, because I don't think that your book has punches of color like this. Like, I don't think that you have this, but there's not real instances of punches of color other than the sky. So I think this is a nice add, and I think it'll be something that you can maybe start looking for those blocks of color for backgrounds, so you can add that dimension to your book. Dr. Garan Rath.
Right. Next up, another product shooter. He says, Bon appetit. For this, I use the Jordan 1 cheeseburger. So Sony A7 III with a 50mm 1.8 lens, ISO 100 f14 at 1/6 of a second, with two lights with softboxes and two lights with softboxes and an 8200 with a strobe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Jordan White. Jordan, let's get it on. Thanks for submitting. Jordan, getting that kind of stuff so close to a Jordan is sacrilege. For me, it's about the balance of this image. Like, the shoe is sick, but there's a couple of things. The exposure with the light and what you're doing with light, and also the offset framing, trying to include like Guinness and French fries, like the fries and gravy. Like, I definitely get that for the shoe that is called the cheeseburger. Like, I definitely get that, but for me, like, I think you have to show this in a different way. And again, we use intelligent imitation, meaning we find shots of the Jordan 1 cheeseburger and how other people have shot it. And trust me, it's not going to be shot like this. So we're trying to align you with what industry standard shoe photography looks like. The way that the light is coming in from this side is then now shadowing the only side of the shoe that you're seeing, which is the inside of the shoe, which we don't usually show the inside of the shoe. We show the outside of the shoe. So for me, this whole concept, the light and everything, is a bit of a wash. I feel like you need to master the light first, learning how to shoot a perfect white. And then as far as concepts, like, you get the Jordan box, you make the Jordan box look like a cheeseburger. Like, when you open the old McDonald's cheeseburger, it was in like a clamshell, like something like that. And then revealing the shoes is cool. I understand what you tried to do, but for me, like, this is a bit of a miss, Jordan. Tell me what your thoughts are, G.
So I would really love to work with Jordan on this concept, because I can see where this is going to go, and I think that this exercise is really great for that. So both with Denise and with Jordan, this is the first strike in creating high concept images, and it is very good practice with what you've done. I do completely agree with Carty. The lighting in the shot doesn't work for me. It's too soft. It's not enough in the right places. The whole scene seems a little bit underexposed. But I love the idea that you took a Jordan 1 cheeseburger and you want to connect it with chips. So I can see this maybe standing on top of a mountain of chips with like a very bright yellow background, hard light coming in, very Scott Justino feel to it. Then it's completely a different ballgame. So great. You what you've done, Jordan, is you've created a concept, which I'm very, very happy with. Now we just got to go and rehash it so that it becomes perfect. And I would love to know, is that a Guinness in the background or is it a Coke? Because I also first thought it was a Guinness.
I thought it was a Guinness too. Because Coca-Cola, you don't see Coca-Cola out of the bottle. Like, that's the whole point. You don't see it out of the can, out of the bottle. Like, it always, like, so if you're using Coke, it has to be Coke, and then that takes you out of the Jordan that you're trying to shoot. Garan, you nailed it perfectly. I'm going to draw what I think that this shot should be, and for me, the background is red. It's super bold red. There's no, like, this doesn't even look like ketchup. It looks like barbecue sauce on the fries. So the color of it, it's not red like ketchup. It's brown like barbecue sauce. I don't know who puts barbecue sauce on French fries. So whatever this sauce is, it's not right. So it has to be red background, and then there needs to be a full pile of yellow French fries with nothing on them, but a pile. And then the shoe with the outside facing forward. So with the outside facing forward, the shoe is sitting on the pile of French fries, like from the side. And there is no beverage. It's just the cheeseburger shoe on top of a pile of yellow French fries with a red background. Like, to me, that's the contrast. But the sauce for me, like, the barbecue sauce, the root beer, and yeah, this is a miss. Just reshoot it, Jordan. And if you have Garan, if Garan is saying, Jordan, that he's willing to work with you to get you to the place with your light, like he did that with Denise Tuggle, and he took Denise to a stratospheric level. And just so you know, Garan Wrath, for you who's watching at home, this is Garan's photography. And Garan Wrath is a product specialist. When I say that, I mean, that's just not his niche. I mean, he's insane with it. Formerly a people shooter, now his focus is bringing value to clients through his product photography. So he is my product photography expert. He has a very, very great sensibility when it comes to images. His ideas are high concept, high execution, and he gets it. So Jordan, like, that's where I'm trying to take you with light, with idea, and all the other value that, and Garan is one of my coaches, like, we can help. And also just how close the shoe cannot be that, like, you need to lock this in, Jordan. The shoe cannot be that close to the edge. Like, this is just a no. You can't go that close to the edge. Oops, hide. And then when it comes to down here, like, this can't be this close to the edge. So you have to really, really watch your framing, and the fries being so important that they're actually dominating the picture over the shoe. Like, the fries in this picture, to me, you're shooting the fries and there's a shoe and a drink in the background. So that kind of shift as far as priority and what's taking precedent within the image is really, really important. And again, it's like, you have all the support, you show up to our Zoom calls. So yeah, we will talk a little bit more on this today. This is Jordan White, everybody. Jordan, thanks for submitting. You have to keep shooting. That's it. Shoot. Who's next, G?
Right, next up we've got a architectural shooter. He says architecture from below. It is built in a way that the top and bottom of the building are not parallel. I even tried to straighten it, but wasn't happy with the result. So on a Sony a7 IV with a 16 to 35 millimeter lens, ISO 100 f22 at 1/30th of a second.
All right, guys, this is the mighty. He is an architectural photographer. His name is Samuel Saling. Samuel. Oh yeah, I can see how this must have made you crazy. Samuel, I can see how this must have made you crazy, my guy. Like, crazy. Again, this is a high concept image. That is the assignment that we're doing. Did he use the right lens? Is it wide enough? Is he standing in the right place? And the fact that this line isn't parallel, like, do we straighten this? in post and like capture that and like move it. Like, I understand all the things that he's up against, and especially if these walls aren't parallel. That reflection being so high in the frame affects my masthead, and you can see when I'm putting it in a magazine, it affects, like, you're not going to see that reflection. You don't get that reflection as much. I like it for a concept. Do I like it for a high concept image? And for me, trying to hold on to that reflection, is this more interesting? Like, just letting go of that reflection altogether, cropping that reflection out, is that stronger? It's hard for me to say. G, give me your thoughts.
So I love the building. I love the architecture that's involved, the repetitive pattern, the light, everything really works for me. I do understand that the top of the image is kind of lost. So I would have either just have removed that completely and just left with blue sky. But like you say, as a high concept image, what can we do? Maybe the use of a mirror instead of that reflection at the top there. So putting up a manual mirror so that you have this building intersecting with its own reflection. That
like
could have become
like a vertical.
high
You
concept.
mean like a vertical mirror, like this?
Like
a vertical mirror. So then you're okay. Keep talking.
And maybe in black and white, so that we have a little bit more play with contrast, and we can really then mess with the sky and
Make the sky black,
reduce the blue, make the sky
Yeah.
black. But again, Samuel, always love seeing your photos of buildings. You just have an eye, and it's really great to see. And maybe this one didn't work out, but the next one definitely will. So
for me, this the quickest way to fix this is to just capture this and then transform just the upper part of the picture. Just transform the upper part of the picture, and I would also bring it down. Like, I would bring it down so it kind of comes in closer. Do you know what I mean? And again, like, this is an instance, would you shoot 2 pictures? Shoot 1 picture for the building, and then shoot a second picture for the reflection, and then blend at sky.
Yeah, definitely you could do that. That would I think that would be
There's a couple different ways you could do it, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the fun thing, right? So the building's not going anywhere. You can go back there, and now that you have more ideas to play with, and that you can sort of start building on higher concepts around this one thing. Whereas from people shooters and product shooters, our things change and go away, and we have to reset it up and all these kind of things. But you can, I think, go spend some more time. There's something about this place that is unique and worth messing around with a bit more.
Yeah, I'm interested again, and I'm interested to see what else you shot that day. I'm interested to see what else you shot that day. You're a good shooter, Samuel. I have all the faith in you. This is a good swing. I'm not sure if this hits for high concept imagery, Samuel, but again, it's a good swing. The offset, that's like, even if we don't know the buildings don't line up, still our minds want them to. So it's like, it's difficult. It's a good swing though. Very good swing. Hey, G, how many shots do we have left today?
We
down to the last 3, right?
Yeah,
okay,
3
so
shots.
how many people have hit the like button today? We got 47 people watching. It's the beginning of the month, and I like to gift memberships to the people of this channel. It starts to it inspires the gifting kind of energy. I'm thinking I want to gift some memberships today. How many likes are we at right now?
I'm sitting on 19 likes with 50 people watching. So if we can get some more likes going, please, up to 24. Yeah, we're starting getting there.
Okay, so if we hit 46 people watching, if we hit 40 likes, how's that? 40? When I hit 40 likes, how about that? When I hit 40 likes, you guys in chat, you got to talk to me and let me know that we're hitting that like amount. Once we're there, then I'm going to gift subs. Or gift memberships. How's that? I like it. I like doing it. I like the generosity. And some people can't afford to buy a membership, and I understand that. And for those people, I just give you them for free. And again, it's like, it's random. I can't pick who I'm giving them to, sadly. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. I have my live open, and all I need to do is push the magic button, and I can do that here. As soon as you let me know. And then also, we're at 34 now. 6 more of you have to hit the like button. 35. Okay,
You're
so
3 away.
Gee, this is the other thing. Views are down right now, and we've been talking. Like, I set a poll. What do you think? Like, are views down because people are no longer interested in what I'm doing here, or what do you think? What's the reason the views are down right now? What's the vibes?
No, I don't think that's the case at all. I think everybody is sort of just enjoying the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, getting outside. YouTube might not be at the top of everybody's mind. Plus, remember, everybody knows this stuff is on YouTube, and a lot of people think I can just always go back.
Hey,
But I
Steve
would
just
encourage.
became a member. Steve, thank you,
Hey.
buddy. I can't give you the smoke because it's summertime, and summertime means air conditioning, and air conditioning means my lights, my whole power will shut if I have my air conditioning on in the smoke machine. So we're gonna give you some virtual smoke. Thank you, Steve, for becoming a member. Back to you. You're saying what's your thoughts, G? You think
Yeah,
it's
no, I
become
just think.
summer?
Yeah, I think it's just because it's summer and people are sort of more out doing stuff. Hopefully, it's because they're out shooting and getting more portfolio work done. And I'm sure it will pick up very soon again as we start going into the winter months or the colder months later on in the year.
As
But
you
it's
reminded
definitely
me,
the content has only been getting better. So I disagree with that notion that it could be because of the content.
that's only my own insecurity. I think that to be honest, I honestly think that it's because of summer. Because you said to me last year at this time, last year June, same thing happened. So I heard that we hit 40 likes. Is that true? Did we hit 40
Yep.
likes? Is that true?
Yeah.
It happened that
Correct.
quickly? All right, so
Yeah.
here's the deal. I am going to gift members. And it's just like this. Watch. And out into the universe. I've given look at Jordan. Look at Jordan. He's so happy he's crying. He's so happy he's crying. All right, guys. So we have 3 more photos. I gifted a bunch of you. Lucas Forrester, you got gifted. Mike Lilly. Where you been, Mike Lilly? You got gifted. And yo, Garan Rath. Garan Rath just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Garan, that is so not necessary, but Garan, thank you. A whole bunch of people just got gifted. You got to look at chat. And now Chris Foster just gifted 10. You see
Got
what
the train
happens
going.
here? You got the train going, guys. Thank you. Chris Foster, you got Jordan. He's crying, yo. Thank you, Chris Foster. Let's get it on. We're trying to get to 1,000 true fans. Like, you see right here, that number over here says 195 of 1,000. We're just trying to get 1,000. Like, tell you what, if I get even 500 members on this channel, on all of my live replays, I'm turning off commercials. I'm turning off commercials, and there'll never be commercials on anything that I streamed live. If I hit 500 members, I'm turning commercials off. Like that, gee. And again, I'll leave them on for my videos, but for my like past live content, that's 3 hours, I'll turn the commercials off if I hit 500 members. So this is a marker, and we're trying. We got 22 new ones today. Look at that, yes. 22. But I will turn off commercials on this channel, on all of my lives, if I get 500 members. We're trying to get 1,000, because again, commercials are so disrupting. I feel like commercials cause people to click away, but at the same point, I'm a small creator, and I like still making, you know, $500-600 from ads a month. Like, I need way more subscribers for the ad dollars to be substantial. But again, man, I'd way rather just rather serve people through the Carty method than serve people ads. Guys, we're into our last 3. Who's next, G?
Right, our next shooter says Classy Cola. My high concept idea was to focus on making Coca-Cola feel classy for the higher ups in society that may not feel reached through a barbecue or a beach ad.
Denise
Thought
super
to
chatted.
myself,
Denise super chatted. Denise, thank you
Hey.
for the super chat. Denise just donated $2. Denise, thank you. Appreciate you. Continue, G.
He says, thought to myself, if the government is about to remove the ability to purchase sodas off of food stamps, maybe Coke will want to shift their target audience. So done on a Sony a7 IV with a 50mm lens, ISO 100, f4, 1/40th of a second, natural light with a golden reflector in the early morning.
All right, guys. This is Mr. Kyle Kiyono. Kyle, I'm going to just say it flat. This right now is the best photograph that you've ever submitted. I'm going to say this super straight and easy. It goes against Coke's brand guide to put a Coca-Cola inside a wine glass, but the white gloves, the set, the outdoor natural light, like the reflective bottom for you, Kyle, this is such a jump from last week. Like I'm very happy with this picture, G. Like you have to give me your thoughts. Again, we're judging you against you, right? Like we're judging you against you. You're not being judged against any of the other photographers who submit here. I'm judging you against you. So from Kyle's progress, this to me seems like a huge jump.
Yeah, it is a clean shot. I really want Kyle to be focused on people because I know how he sees people and what emotion he can bring out. So this one, it doesn't hit quite as hard for me as some of the other work I've seen from him.
Because
But
it's
from
not
a
a people
high
shot. Sure. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. So I'm not the best person to talk here, but what I would say though is, Kyle, keep this in mind. If you are going to shoot shiny reflections with natural light outside, the glass will reflect whatever light is coming at it. So you have all these blue tones coming through in your Coke bottle. So just keep that in mind. But again, if I had to look at it and it wasn't Kyle's photo, then it is great with the gloves.
So here's
and
the question.
Coke idea.
Do you shoot people, Kyle? Do you shoot people or do you shoot things? Because like this is things. And I understand you're trying to execute some stuff with Coca-Cola. You're a people photographer. You're a people shooter. Or you're going to stop shooting people and you're going to focus only on shooting things and shooting products. So like there's 3 umbrellas. There's people, places, and things. Now, your niche has to fall under one of those, but you don't get to do people and things. Like not so early in your career when you're trying to establish yourself. So we're trying to nail a niche and then you shoot things underneath that niche. So Garan shoots things. That is his thing. So if he's shooting people, his people are just a prop for the thing that he's shooting. The people are just a prop. Like it's about the thing that he is shooting. I'm a people shooter. So it's like, although I'll shoot a person with a Porsche, it's still about the person that I'm shooting. So again, like now this is product photography. Although there's hands, it's product photography. You also have to watch how you're cropping the hands. It's a little bit too much cropping on the hands. Again, I understand where you're trying to go for high concept image. It's definitely a good execution with exposure and like frosty bottles and all of that. But for me, I agree. I think he's a people shooter. So, he's niche dancing right now. He's niche dancing.
Yeah, but again, I think the concept has started. So what I would like to see with Kyle doing is getting a butler serving a Coke. You know, that's where this high concept has to go.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Good
Yeah.
job. This is a
But
good
great
swing, Kyle. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for submitting. Again, very, very good swing. Who's next, Garan? We're down to the last two.
Yeah, we've got we're into the cartel now, and our first up, he says blessings to all. Here's a different shot of the same 930 Turbo from last week. This shot details the original 1979 hand-painted pinstriping detail. I hope you enjoy. Canon EOS R, 70mm Tamron 24-70 lens, ISO 125, 1/250th of a sec at f9, all with natural light.
All right, folks, this is the mighty Sean Thomas. Sean, thanks for submitting. Definitely, like, I'm on the fence with how he's cutting the pinstriping and how I'm not seeing the edge of the car, a wheel, like there's not enough identifiers here. And also, like, when we're really getting into the micro, we're seeing like rust and things like that and paint flaws and stuff like this when we're really getting into the micro of this. I know it's a 74. I definitely know it's a 74. But when you look at how like cleaned up this car is, you can see that there's gaps in side panels and dust in there and kind of micro cracks and that kind of stuff. Like, and personally, Sean, I don't think that this is the right perspective on this particular car. I'm going to show you your own work to like, let's see if this is better than this. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, the angle here and the lines are so disciplined. For me, angles, lines here, like, it's the car's not lined up right. Let's look at another one of your details. Like this, again, very solid. The color tone, this, the quality of light, the quality of, like, I'm going to say again, I know it's an older car. You have older cars in your portfolio. You've shot older 911s. It's just, I bet this 911 would also not be served quite as well if you shot it so close. But again, I want to just show you these close-ups and these car details that this one is competing with, because of the front of this car and the era of the fold down lights and the other brands of this time that had the fold down lights, like the Nissans. It doesn't look from this angle like it's a Porsche. So that's all the thoughts that I have in my head about this shot, comparing this to other work of yours. The angles, for me, it's not there. I prefer the other shot way better of this car. Give me your 2 cents, G.
So I'm not going to have much to say, but I think we've got to remember this is a hand painted 1979 Porsche. All right, so it's a work of art in its own. And for me, if you didn't tell me this was a Porsche, I probably wouldn't have guessed what car it was. So I do agree with Carty. There's not enough of a distinctive detail here that a layman like me can see what I'm actually looking at. As a piece that can go on a wall, well, I kind of like it from that perspective, because it is just this very abstract, swoosh of really retro colors. But again, I think a little bit more of an angle, Sean, you could have found to give me more of that light, or find this paint somewhere else on the car that gives us a better idea that we are looking at a Porsche. But again, huge respect for taking a swing at this and photographing this very, very beautiful machine.
Yeah, Sean, I'm not trying to take anything away from you. I just think this particular detail, you've shot better details. You have better details that that's competing with. And then a detail on this car of this age reveals too many flaws. It just reveals too many flaws when we're able to. And I mean, for me, I know paint work because my brother is like the best car painter in this country. I know paint work and I know details and I know where to look. So there's quite a few things with this level of detail that you notice, like how the pinstriping is lining up and like all of this stuff that you notice that you wouldn't notice further away. The fact that like the way that the what's this called, that rubber lining in between here is kind of popping out, and like there's too many flaws. There's too many flaws in this paint that's revealing like there's a huge crack. Down there. There's a huge crack in the paint down there. Yeah, and this gap here. You know, you just see too many things. You see too many flaws, and I know it's a 74, but I think it's a good swing though, Sean. I just feel like it's not as good as the shot that you sent me on Tuesday of this one. I think that you have other details that are better for your portfolio. So, I don't know. Show me what else you shot of those details of this car, Sean. Thanks for submitting. All right, mister. Who's last on the docket?
So the last one is my shot, and I was inspired by Man Ray. So I'm trying to figure out how I can look back at some of the greats and start incorporating some of the experimental techniques back into my own photography. And I wanted to see what I can do with the translucent nature of the Oakley Pontaurus frames that they've relaunched now. And so yeah, they have a very strange quality about them. So light can kind of pass through, but you got to push a lot of light. And I did this on my Sony A7R III 70mm Sigma lens, ISO 100, 2 seconds of exposure at f16, and it's backlit. And then to create the X-ray effect, this was done through curve inversion and then some dodging and burning to bring out the bones, so to speak.
All right, guys, our last photo of the day belongs to the man himself. This is Mr. Garan Wrath. Garan, let's get it on. This is a vibe. I mean, how it's cropped. Let me just look at how this lines up. You've given me the whole frame. Whole frame, yeah. So for me, as a cover, it's a little high in the frame. Like I'd want to pull it down just a little bit. As far as the technique of this X-ray look, like this is really advanced. I feel like I want to see the whole glasses, and I'm sure you shot this in such a way that, or did you shoot this in such a way that we have the whole glasses? I love the blur. The glow is really sick. And when you really look at this up close, like you made an X-ray effect with these glasses. So you're doing something in post that's making this look like these glasses have been X-rayed, which is very brand focused and brand on point. This, I mean, gee, so sick. I'm really blown away by how you did this. I'm blown away by the look of it. I want to see that other, like for me, the crop of this is, it wants to be a horizontal. It wants to so seeing just half of, like, I want to, and again, because these glasses have that nose cap, it becomes really hard to crop that nose cap. These are different than the frogs, or this is a different shot of the frogs?
No, this is a different shot of the frogs. And I think maybe I've just been looking at these glasses too long, and I need to put them down and work with something else so that I can come back and refine the shapes and the because I'm trying to play with this thing now, with this pair now, in ways that are not working. And like you say, this needs to be full glasses. The nose piece is so important. I shouldn't be cutting on there. I kind of just got lost on the logo and the little bit of Oakley at the top, and then again the arm that is split like a leg. So that's kind of where my focus went when I was looking at the frame.
This is like, so I have your website pulled up. If you just look at YouTube, like on your other screen, you'll see the frog version of this with the glass splash and the frog. Like, it's like, this is like unequivocally the best. Like, Oakley should be using this as an ad. Like, it really is. Like, it shows the glasses in their best light, I would say. Like, so this idea now shows this glasses. Like, it took me a minute to put this together. Like, this was that pair, but now that you're showing this as a different angle, I feel like I need to see both arms, and I need to see a little bit more of the shape of it. But again, G, this, like, you're swinging for the fences. Like, I like it. I think that this is a really good attempt. I just want to see what else you shot and how you would, like, if you were to give me three, let's say three from this set. One of them is a detail. One of them shows the whole pair of glasses horizontal, and one somehow shows the whole the whole pair of glasses vertical, or maybe on face. You know what I mean? Where you do like a series of three. Yeah, like, the hard thing is once I compare this pair of glasses to this shot of this pair of glasses, once I compare it to this, well, then now it's like, you can't really beat this. But for concept, the jet black and the black and white, the x-ray viewing, like, I like it. It's a good swing. The crop for me and how high it is in the frame and how it's a vertical, so I need to be able to put it on a cover, but then the angle of, like, I can't because of the crop. That's what I'm kind of dialing in on. But overall, G, a very good swing. We're giving that an 11 to you because you're back, not only helping me manage. Gren is the chief operating officer here at the Carty Method. He helps me with so many things. So it means a lot to me that you're also now, again, forcing time to make new work, because that's incredibly important. So very good swing, G. Thank you. All right, guys. So, of course. So next up, we give photos of the week. And then I'm going to talk about next Thursday's assignment, because next Thursday's assignment is super important. I want all of you to do it if you're registered and signed up for Portfolio Lab. And by the way, if you want to have your photographs deep dive reviewed like I do here every Tuesday and Thursday, every once in a while we are lucky enough to get Garan. We can't get him every week because he has two kids. He's got kids in university. He's got one of them in university, one of them, like, you know, he's got a wife and a life and a house and stuff that he's trying to do, and he's trying to help me run this business. But at the same time, I'm trying to help him get his business popping. So let me give you photos of the week. Garan, I'm going to look at photos of the week while you talk a little bit about our workshop today.
All right. So for everybody that's in Portfolio Lab, you can obviously access the workshop just through the meetup section in the community. And if you are wondering what these workshops are all about, I would really suggest that you come and join Portfolio Lab. Then you get access to these workshops that we do every Thursday. And what we tend to do in them is build skills. So for today, for instance, Carty and Nick, one of the other coaches at the Carty Method, is going to be showing us how they approach skin retouching. And then next week we do another skills-based exercise, and we ask our community members what sort of topics they want us to cover, and then we build these Zoom workshops around that. And then while we're in there, we obviously catch up with everybody. If anybody's got a specific question, we jump in and we answer it. And it's a fantastic opportunity to get your portfolio ready and you build your skills and just be part of what I think is the best community for photographers out there. So if you're not part of the Carty Method yet, come join us in Portfolio Lab.
Thanks, G. So I think we got the photos of the week. We are starting with this first gentleman his name and our first photo of the week goes to Mr. JV. JV, it's a photo of the week. Really, really, really interesting light, skilled light. I'd love you to come up, be a part of these photo portfolio review workshops, portfolio lab workshops, so we can talk about your post-processing process, what you're doing. This is a very, very good swing. That is JV with our first photo of the week. Our second photo of the week goes to Mr. Mike Morrison with this Golf Porsche like Le Mans car. Like absolutely crazy. Well done, Mike, with that photo of the week. Our next photo of the week goes to Mr. Doyle Daniels with this photo. Doyle Daniels, that is a banger. That is a photo of the week. Photos of the week for me are difficult to choose. I am judging you against you. This is all about improvement. If I see improvement, I'm giving you a photo of the week. This photo of the week is, again, I'm giving this gentleman a photo of the week, but again, he's niche jumping. This is Mr. Kyle Kiono with this picture. Again, Kyle, please remember everything that we said. We want to see you shooting people. And our last and final photo of the week going to the man himself, Mr. Garan Rath. Garan, photo of the week. Congratulations, everybody who won photo of the week. Do I have a best in show today? Do I have best in show? And again, best in show, least amount of fixes necessary. It's something that can basically go directly in your portfolio, and what I believe is what I'll call today's best photo. Ladies and gentlemen, your best in show goes to Mr. Doyle Daniels. Doyle, that's best in show, my guy. Congratulations. That's a photo of the week. Well done, Doyle. Garan, yes, photos of the week. Do you agree? How did I do?
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with all of your choices, and I'm very happy, like you say, if something can go directly into your book, Doyle deserves it. He really made a great image, a fun image, something you like looking at. It was good work, and yeah, congratulations to everybody. Well done.
All right. So I'm going to remind you again that every week I give you an assignment. And this assignment is no different this week. I'm asking you guys to put yourselves out there. It's hard because putting yourself out there really demands that you put yourself out there. I give this assignment a couple times a year because, number one, I want to see you. Number two, I want you to step out of the shadows and step into the light. Week 27, by the way, that's week 27. We're in week 26. Week 27 is a self-portrait. I want you to create a compelling self-portrait that showcases your personality, your style, and your creative vision, while also demonstrating your technical skills behind the camera. This isn't just a headshot. This is a statement piece, a statement photograph that tells your story as a photographer and as a creative professional. If you're a people shooter, step in front of your own lens and practice what you preach. Focus on authentic expression, compelling, believable body language, and a styling that reflects your personal brand. If you shoot places, incorporate yourself into one of your environments that represent your creative identity. Show yourself in your element. Let the location enhance your narrative as a photographer. And if you shoot things, Create a self-portrait that includes you with your essential tools, the creative objects that you use. Make it feel authentic to your brand and your working style. I'm asking you for a vertical, single-page cover style image. Self-portraits are essential. This is why this matters. Self-portraits are essential for building your personal brand and also connecting with clients on a human level. People don't buy from people they've never seen. How many pictures of you are on your Instagram? 0. Guess why you're not working? Because people don't buy from people they've never seen. Simple. Self-portraits are essential for building your personal brand and connecting with clients on a human level. They want to see what you look like. They show that you understand both sides of the camera, and it demonstrates your technical abilities. It gives you authentic content for your site, for your social media, for your marketing materials. I shoot more self-portraits per week, and I just use it for social. You know what I mean? Me on my computer, me here, me in my car. It's just, here's me doing shit that's away from being behind the camera, and then here's me shooting, and here's me behind the camera, here's me directing something. In an industry built on trust and personal connection, showing your face and your personality help potential clients feel more comfortable working with you. So it's 100% necessary. Again, I'm going to remind you, Portfolio Lab, there is nothing like this on the internet. There's nothing like this on YouTube. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I review photos. Thursdays, I also do a workshop. Today, no different. We are doing a Zoom workshop. It starts in 1 hour and 15 minutes. That is 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. We are teaching skin retouching. We're also, last week we talked about exporting and export settings for everything from Capture One, Lightroom, Photoshop, like how you export your shots for web, for print, like we went deep. By the way, if you're in Portfolio Lab, you get an archive of all of our past workshops that you can watch. So we're actually not just reviewing your photographs, we're educating you. Get your popcorn ready. As Nick says, everybody today, get your popcorn ready for today's workshop. Carty and I are going to share some real gold nuggets today. Again, I gifted some memberships today. Chris Foster gifted 10. Doyle gifted a bunch. Denise Tuggle donated money. Like, Garan Rath sent 5 memberships. Steve Bordeaux became a member for 19 months. It is my 2-year anniversary of being monetized, my 2-year anniversary of having channel members. My 2-year anniversary comes up in August. Some of you are going to have your 2-year anniversary being a member of this channel, and your icon is going to go from wings to something else. I'm very excited for you guys to see your next icon. Thanks for being here today. Garan, thank you for being here today and giving me your time to help me look at these photos. Do you want to give a little pep to my accelerator members submitting, people who are in Portfolio Lab submitting? Like, let's hear a little bit of a pump.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on, Carty. So guys, if you're in Portfolio Lab and if you're in the accelerator, then you have access to getting your shots reviewed, and it's an absolute must, because like you can see, there's little things that you may not see, might be too involved, you might have been too connected to the situation, and Carty can just have a look at it and say to you, this works, this doesn't, try this, and you can go back and fix it. And that's all included in your current subscription. So there is nothing like this out there. Portfolio reviews are expensive, and you get to have your photos looked at every single week, twice a week, if you're part of Portfolio Lab or part of the Accelerator or Pro Lab. So make use of it, get your photos submitted, and by the end of the year, you can have 50 new shots in your portfolio that have all been cleared by Carty, and he's like, that's good enough for your portfolio.
2 a
That's
week?
huge
That's
portfolio.
104
100.
pictures. That's 104 pictures
Yeah.
per in a year. Like, in 12 weeks, it's a full new portfolio. It's 24 pictures, new photos, if you're shooting to the velocity that you should be. I'm going to remind you again, skin retouching workshop. I'm going to show you how I use this thing and my tablet, which is this thing, to fix skin. If you do not have this on your desk, Garan, again, show these people your desk. Show these people your desk. And how
So there's mine.
it's like every pro photographer should have a retouching tablet on their desk. That's how we do our fine detail work. So today you're going to learn how to fix skin in a non-destructive way. Nick and I believe, have similar, I'm going to say, our take on skin is like this. We are symbiotic as far as our take on skin. Now, how Nick retouches versus how I retouch, they may be close, but they're going to diverge. But the thing is with Photoshop, there's technical essential things you have to do, but then there's other stuff that it's a little bit more liquid. Most people do too much. And Sean Thomas, let's go. Sean Thomas is back for 20 months. There you go, Sean. Sean's back. Doyle Daniels just put down $10 to the channel. Guys, if you want to improve, this is the fastest way. My portfolio and quality of pictures has changed so much since submitting. It's honestly a no-brainer. That is from Doyle Daniels. Thank you, Doyle. Sean Thomas says, hey crew, get your weekly shots in early so we can all get peer reviews to fine tune our submissions before the deadline. Very, very smart move. Guys, I'm excited. I'll see you guys inside Portfolio Lab. Garan, I'll see you inside Portfolio Lab. And everybody who's watching at home, know this. Me, the Carty Method, my team, everybody who I have behind me on my side helping you, my coaches, like, I have a dream team. This is Jordan during the Bulls run. So be a part of this while we have this go. And it only gets better, but get in early, because I double my prices every 6 months ish. So understand, portfolio reviews were free. Then they were $5. Then they were $10. Then they were $27. Now it's $47. So that price increase, that's over the course of 18 months. That's how the prices increase, because of the value that I bring. And again, I price per value. So get in early, lock in your price. Gran, again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys in Portfolio Lab. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. You guys can follow me at Steve Carty. I'm at Steve Carty on all the socials. You can also follow the photographers who submit to Portfolio Lab. We have our own The Carty Method Instagram. These are all your photographs. So the people who win Photo of the Week, they go on the Carty Method Instagram. The Carty Method is also on Substack, the Carty Method magazine. You can go to thecartymethod.substack.com. You can also get the Carty Method magazine just by going to the Carty Method and giving me your email. Download my free pricing guide, and I'll send you some emails. And the Carty Method magazine is one of them. So guys, thank you for being here. I hope this brought you value. I will see you on Sunday. I'll see you in Zoom, but if you're not in Portfolio Lab, I'll see you on Sunday.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
I will see you guys in Zoom. Thank you so much for making to the end. Please clip, share, and leave comments. Tell me today, did I miss any photos of the week? What was your favorite one? Thanks so much.